ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Run It Back. I'm your host, Mr. Lyn Burton, joined by my co-host, Domo. Yes. How you doing, my brother?
I am fantastic, brother. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, got to.
We are back, y'all. We are back.
Co-host. Yes, sir. Not too long of a break. Just had to figure out with my changing of getting my own hip-hop radio show. Had to figure out my new schedule, but we got it. And we're ready to go, and we're reviewing Spotlight this week. Now, this won't be a scene-by-scene breakdown because it's basically a lot of talking it's more important to discuss the movie as a whole and the overall message instead of doing scene-by-scene. But before we get into that, what was your initial thoughts of this movie going into it?
Going into it, you told me it was a newspaper film, and I'm like already intrigued. But, to be honest with you, this is one that I completely overlooked at the time. Because I'm thinking 2015, 2016, I'm a senior in college. So I'm all in the book. So a lot of movies that came out around this time, I was not aware of. But seeing this and seeing how great the writing was and how well it was directed and, even the acting, I was just like, whoa, how did I miss it? You know what I mean?
This is one that I was in school, so I didn't see in the theaters, but as I'm gearing up for podcasting in 2017, 2018, when I'm getting ready to build a network, as me and Schubert are thinking of things about Bros Who Binge, I'm going through and watching all of these movies that I missed, all of these. I started with Oscars, and this is one that stuck with me because I love a good newspaper movie. Because it's an investigation at the end of the day. It's basically a detective movie at the end of the day because the newspaper's investigating something to get their story out. It's just not as grim necessarily as a full-blown detective movie with murder.
Right.
But the thing is, this one, Zodiac was grim because of what it dealt with. But this one it was grim because of what it dealt with, but it was also
it was real life.
It was real life,
actually
exactly,
happening.
And it was something that you learned
about.
This is
history,
And being that I'm from Louisiana, where Catholicism is huge, this was like the fact that, and you see Louisiana in the credits.
It's in the list. Yes, I was like, no.
Yes, because
Charleston, South Carolina was on the list. I was like, South Carolina's going to get skipped, but no, it was there.
And like the thing is, New Orleans was like one of the major hubs where this shit was happening. New Orleans and Louisiana in general. So like it hit home, and that's honestly that the stuff that take place in this movie and the stuff that happened around here is kind of what threw a wrench in my faith of the sense of like being a traditional religion, in the sense of being a Catholic. It's like, how can I be in this traditional religion if we let this shit happen and we overlook it? Like that fucked me up to my core. And because personally, I can't get down with I can't get down with that. There's no part of me
it's like,
that can overlook this.
Who's going to be the one to police this?
Yeah, and no one is. And like
no one's policing it.
Like this movie says, it's a bunch of like, oh, we're going to relocate and hope it gets fixed. And it's like, no, y'all aren't doing anything. So this movie is extremely important. But Tom McCarthy, the writer, said that what this wasn't about exposing the Catholic Church. What this was showing of how important journalism is and how we are as a country in 2015, how journalism is dying. And I think now what he predicted, we might even be worse.
We are.
Now.
Yeah, we're worse now.
The thing is, without Twitter having blue check marks, and now we have paid check marks. We have paid check. So it's like anyone can be faking the news. And it's like, where's the real journalism today?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
We are lost. And especially when people don't even want to tune into the news networks on top of that.
And then the fact is the news networks are bought for because of advertising and because of how much they have to hit ratings. And it's like when you have to hit ratings, it's not about the news. It's about drawing people's attention. So you're making revenue. Exactly. You're making your own narratives. And this film is about not creating a narrative.
Right.
It's about telling
the truth.
Yes.
Bro.
What'd you think of the acting?
The acting was phenomenal, man. Granted, these were very grounded roles. No one seemed to be, these
above the other
human beings. You know what I mean? These are they seem like actual real people that you would run into that are just trying to do their job.
No one
trying to get a story out.
No one tried to stand above the other. It was a very much so an ensemble piece.
Yeah, they were literally a team. They were a team. Even like, in the film, we have a team of journalists, but with the film, we have a team of actors and actresses trying to deliver a tale.
Anything else you got for initial thoughts before we go over the background and get into the categories?
I think initial thoughts would be like just thinking also about the time where this stuff was happening. I was like 8. I was like 7 or 8. We were young.
This could happen to us. Like because I was an altar boy, so that I'm primo demo. That's why it fucked me up because I'm primo demographic for this to happen to, and then on top of it, being a black kid makes it even more so they don't want to listen to you. So I'm thankful that nothing happened to me because there were kids in my city that it did happen to.
Yeah, thousands.
Like they say in the film.
Millions.
Literally, like. Because it fucked up Michael Keaton's character because he was like, fuck, I missed this, but this could have been me. This was so-and-so that was in our class. Like that's a terrifying thing.
It was tough to think about. Then like, growing up and hearing on TV shows and movies about it, and they're playing it as a joke. You know what I mean? They're playing, Catholic priests, and it's all a joke.
It's just not fun. Like when you watch this
watching this movie, I was like, bro, none of those
funny.
Jokes made me laugh, and they will never make me laugh from this point on. Because now that I know, and then I'm aware of what happened, like what exactly was happening. Yeah, no, that stuff is not funny.
Like you said, those jokes weren't funny at the time, but they're even more so not funny.
It's terrible.
But in terms of the realm of the newspaper film, have you seen All the President's Men?
I have not seen.
We got to get you. Okay, so we've already reviewed it. We might do a re-review, or that might be like something you need to watch when we do a run it back list. Because when it comes to newspaper movies, it's like this, Zodiac, and All the President's Men. I think this may be number 1, but All the President's Men is a close second, and that's no disrespect to Zodiac because I like Zodiac more overall as a movie. But when we discuss the best newspaper film, I think by leaps and miles, this is over Zodiac in terms of newspaper. But in terms of overall films, I think that's a very good argument because I love Zodiac. But All the President's Men is great because it's investigating Nixon and Watergate. So that has its own thing. And you're seeing them go interview people just like this movie. They go and interview people. But in that one, there's an undercover source, which makes it interesting because it's someone that doesn't want to reveal themselves because of where they are in the White House. So I think it's a very interesting thing where this is people don't want to reveal themselves because they don't want to relive their trauma.
Right.
2 different things to where this you can root for stuff going on in the other one. This one, it's like, it's not really rooting. It's you're just watching and learning because it's like you can't root for it because it's all shitty that's going on.
Exactly. It's trash.
Like obviously you want the newspaper people to expose this, but are you rooting for them to because you don't want this to happen? It's like, you know what I'm saying?
It all comes down to like your morals. That's the biggest thing. It's just a big morality issue that gets involved.
Exactly. It's like I want Robbie to execute this to the T, but at the cost of the kids having this happen to them more so. No. So it's just fuck, man. It's crazy. And like one line that sticks out to me with this movie is when they were like, wait, how many priests? And the dude told them how many priests it was. And it was like, bro, that's 1 in every fucking 10 to 15 priests in Boston. Like, that shit was insane, bro. Yeah. And then when he found out he lived next door to one.
How many people have children? It's just, it just keeps going.
And then in the movie when I'll save this when we're talking about it. So, all right, that's enough initial thoughts because we basically were diving into it. So we'll pick up this conversation after we get through background. The way as we do this, you guys know I give a brief rundown of all the background stuff. We then discuss the film, whether in open form discussion like we're going to do today, or we go scene by scene, and then we get into the categories, which are who won the movie, who lost the movie, 6 man of the movie. There's no fights, so we'll do best scene, best actor, worst actor, so forth and so on, and give our score. And yes, so without further ado, let's get in the background. Spotlight is a 2015 American biographical drama directed by Tom McCarthy and written by McCarthy and Josh Singer, which is interesting. Oh no, that's Brian Singer. Never mind. I was about to say, holy shit, like what the hell? But no, it's Josh Singer. So excuse me. Sorry, Josh. The film follows the Boston Globe Spotlight team, the oldest continuous operating newspaper investigative journalism unit in the United States in its investigation into cases of widespread and systematic child sexual abuse in the Boston area by numerous Catholic priests. Although the plot was original it is loosely based on a series of stories by the Spotlight team that earned the Globe the Pulitzer in 2003. The film features an ensemble cast of Mark Ruffalo, Michael Keaton, Rachel McAdams, John Slattery, Stanley Tucci, Brian Darcy James, Liv Schreiber, Billy Crudup, and so many others. Spotlight was shown out of competition selection of the 72nd Venice International Film Fest, the Telluride Film Fest, and the Toronto International Film Fest. It was released on November 6, 2015 by Open Road Films. It grossed $98 million worldwide. It received widespread and critical praise, with critics lauding the performances of the cast, historical accuracy, and screenplay. It won numerous guilds and critic association awards. It was named the best film of 2015 by various publications. Spotlight won the Academy Award for Best Picture, along with Best Original Screenplay, for a total of 6 nominations, making it the first Best Picture winner since The Greatest Show on Earth to win only one other Oscar. The film also won the Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by a Cast in a Motion Picture. Let's discuss the Oscars, because that's what we do here. We love to talk about where films rank and whatnot. All right. So you got it pulled up. What were some of the things that it went against in Best Picture?
Yeah, so for Best Picture, let me get it here. It's a little bit further down this list here. So it won. Let's just say that. It won Best Picture for 2016.
As it
the
should.
Nominees, yeah, exactly. But the nominees were The Big Short, Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn, Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, The Revenant, and Room.
Now, the only film out of those that I think could have competed is Mad Max Fury Road. But I agree. But I do think objectively. Oh yeah, no, that film. Funny enough, that's I'm gonna put that on the list. Actually, like right
because I haven't seen it in years.
That film,
I feel like that one is a strong competitor as well.
It has grown on me, because at first it was like, man, this is the
film
Leo won the
Oscar.
First. Yes,
this
is the film Leo won the Oscar for. Like what? No.
Yeah.
It's actually more so than just Leo's Oscar film. Tom Hardy's incredible in it. It's a great story. It's filmed incredible. I actually think The Revenant's a really good movie, not just a really good actor's performance.
Right.
So
I'm like, of course, congratulations to Leo for getting it for that film of all films. But it felt like, I'm always on the side of it was a little bit too late for him. Like, I feel like he should have gotten it way sooner.
No, for sure. Him and Denzel.
Way sooner. Yes.
And De Niro as well. Like, the Oscars are trippy with that shit.
Yes.
The Best Picture, I feel like this deserved it. It's overall front to back. I can't pick it apart. Whereas there's things in The Revenant I can say maybe it went a little too long here.
Yeah, you could shave off 25 minutes and it would probably be a better movie.
In Mad Max, I think this is going to sound shitty, but the reason why I feel The Dark Knight could have won the Oscar, because it did what it did for comic books, but it transcended the genre. I think for genre films, it has to not only be great, it has to do something that transcends the genre. Yeah. And I don't know if Mad Max Fury Road transcended the sci-fi genre of telling me something under the surface. Surface-wise, great film.
Oh, yeah, fantastic film.
Like one of the best.
But if you're gonna get someone that's not, that doesn't love the genre, they're gonna be like, okay, it was all right.
It was just this post-apocalyptic fun car chase movie.
Yeah, like, boom, boom, shoot them up.
Below the surface, there's not much there, and I know they have the commentary on feminism and the patriarchy and all that. I get that, but
but that's all in the background.
Yeah, exactly. And compared to Spotlight, what Spotlight did in terms of writing and its commentary on journalism, and what The Revenant did in its commentary on white Americans at that time period and how they were like savages almost, but they talked about the Native Americans like they were savages, and like the comparisons of everything. Those two films had layers where I don't know if Mad Max did.
Exactly.
So I'm glad Spotlight won. Now let's look at some of the best actors, because Leo deserved it for sure. There's no one in this film that I think should have won it, but supporting, I think this film should have had at least someone in contention for supporting from this.
Right. So for supporting, Mark Rylance won for Bridge of Spies.
I don't agree with that. Bridge of Spies
I
is
disagree
overrated
too.
as hell.
I agree with that. Kristen Bell was nominated for The Big Short. Tom Hardy was nominated for The Revenant. Mark Ruffalo for Spotlight, and Sylvester Stallone for Creed.
Hey, that's a all-time shout out to Rocky. You know, he was great.
I wouldn't be mad at Sly getting that one.
I wouldn't have been mad at either.
I would not have been mad. I loved him in that role.
I think Sly and Tom Hardy had a good case.
Yeah.
But Mark Ruffalo's, they knew Robbie. They knew.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Mark Ruffalo was on his P's and Q's with this one, man.
Right, bro. I'm like, man, look at the Hulk over here. Look at Bruce.
That's what got
Bruce
him
going
the Hulk.
crazy. Exactly.
But think about it. Like, Marvel loves Oscar winners and people who can really act, and then they soak up their acting juices, and then when they finish, in the words of Robert Downey Jr. when he was doing Oppenheimer, he forgot how to act.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Gosh, so, man. You know, for every Chris Evans who's a no-name, or like not necessarily a no-name, but someone who's not well-known, they need the Oscar winners like Mark Ruffalo and Robert Downey Jr. And Benedict Cumberbatch to add like a level of gravitas.
Right. Get that star power.
Yeah, facts. So, okay, now Rachel McAdams was she nominated for Best Supporting Actress?
Yes, she was nominated for a supporting role as an actress. Alicia Vikander won for The Danish Girl, which I have not seen. Jennifer Jason Leigh.
That in a while. Like, I haven't seen it since it came out because it's not good. Yeah. It's not my cup of, like, I feel like this role, I don't know. Danish Girl, I don't know if I'd have given that to her.
Right. Jennifer Jason Leigh was nominated for The Hateful Eight.
Oh, she's great.
Rooney Mara for Carol, and Kate Winslet for Steve Jobs.
Okay. Kate Winslet was okay in Steve Jobs.
I love Jennifer Jason Leigh in Hateful Eight. Bro.
Yeah, she was
just so annoying, and I was like, I hate this character, but I love her so much.
She acted her ass off. To me, it should have been her or Rachel McAdams. So, okay. That's our Oscar look. Glad Tom McCarthy won for what he did. You got any others you want to look at?
Get it. Tom McCarthy didn't win for
directing. He didn't. Oh, no. I don't think he should have won for directing. I think he should have won for writing, because writing, the script was incredible for sure.
Which he did. And let's see, one more thing. Film editing, they were nominated for. They went up against The Revenant, Big Short, Mad Max, and Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Okay, nice. Hell yeah. All right, well, shout out to the Oscar look. All right, let's discuss the film as a whole. Yeah, man. All right, like this film, the fact that they took, some real Boston people and mixed it into this, incredible. It really showed Tom McCarthy knew Boston and really cared about this for how it was shot, how it was just incorporated Boston, I think, in terms of...
We got the accents.
Exactly. And it wasn't like...
Boston accents.
It wasn't like bad accents either, because it was real people. Whereas, like, when you look at The Departed, where was Nicholson's accent? Like, all over the place. One of the actresses stopped mid-film. Like, that film felt like, oh, it's Boston, but it could have been filmed in New York, whereas this was... like, the only other real Boston film I can think of is The Town.
That's
by guys who are from Boston as well, so you can see they really care about it. Go ahead, you could just go anywhere you want. We could talk.
So I just want to get back to like just the fact that this happened when we were children. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing that kept sticking with me as I was watching this. Like, it's a timepiece. So seeing them use technology that was used back when I was in elementary school, I'm like, yo, it's like I'm literally watching this stuff happen in front of me. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. They didn't have, like, the internet wasn't really
it wasn't fully developed.
Newspapers
it was still just a concept.
This is right before the death of the newspaper. And I think it's so interesting because the character, the real life person, but played by John Slattery of Ben Bradley Jr. The crazy thing is his dad, Ben Bradley, was responsible for uncovering Watergate. So the Bradley family have been journalists through and through their core. And I think it's awesome that you see that really in this film played up. And I think Slattery kills it as Junior. But to me, this film comes down to Ruffalo, Keaton, and McAdams. And just Robbie making that mistake, figuring out, whoa, I made a mistake and not trying to do this. But we're gonna do this right, and
we're gonna make up for my past mistakes.
Yep, because of Liev Schreiber, Marty Baron saying it's about the details, and he made sure it was like, we're not trying to uncover one preacher. No. We're not. It's not about the one preacher. As shitty as this sounds, it's about the system as a whole. It sticks out to me when he's like, this is systemic. We're getting we're attacking the beast at its head. And he was like, so does that mean we're going after the bishop? And it's like, yeah, we're going after the bishop. No. Yeah. We're not just going after the bishop. We're going after the whole damn thing. And it was like, whoa, Marty Baron. Okay.
We are way ahead of ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we're shooting for the stars right now.
And it was just like, we got to make sure we're detailed as hell, even to the point where they went go ask that preacher, and his wife was like, no, you can't say anything. He was like, why? I'm going to tell the truth. I was raped as well. And it was like, whoa, this is super systemic.
Yes. Gosh, man. What a phenomenal movie. What a phenomenal movie. I also wanted to say
any other scenes you want to throw out, or any actors you want to show out?
Yeah, I just want to talk about the actors and actresses. Like, for the most part, they look like themselves. But when I saw Liv Schreiber, I was like, that's Liv Schreiber with like a wig. Like, it's got to be a wig. Got like the brown curls and glasses. It looks like a Halloween costume.
Marty Baron they look so similar. They did a good job with that.
I was like, yeah, this is awesome.
Also, I thought the Billy Crudup role as the lawyer who was for the preachers, and then he was like, and then when he told him, when he came back to tell him, he's like, I tried to tell you, I tried to help.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, fuck.
It was like a big moment where I was just like, no.
And then
like, y'all were there.
Stanley Tucci being on the verge of paranoid to where he was on his shit, because it's like he had to be paranoid, because imagine what the bishop in the Catholic Church was trying to do to him.
Right.
So I thought he portrayed that incredible. I'm trying to see some other people that I thought really, really killed it. I thought Brian D'Arcy, when he found out that one of the preachers lived next door to him, his response of
him
calling
like going
his wife,
over there and like he wanted to blow the whole thing up so bad. But he's like, you know what? Me being quiet is gonna make everything so much better.
And how they
he finally gets his comeuppance at the end. I was like, yes,
bro.
You got him.
And then
what's so funny about him is that he is like, I think he's like the live action Shrek.
Oh, what?
Like theater version of Shrek. Yeah,
I didn't know.
I thought that was hilarious too. Yeah,
that's crazy.
One more thing I thought was hilarious too while I was looking things up for this movie. I did not know that Naomi Watts and Billy Crudup got married this year.
Oh, okay.
I also did not know that she was in a relationship with Liv Schreiber and has a child, or I think maybe 2 children by him.
I bet that was awkward.
So seeing them, yeah, exactly. Like, wait, I'm gonna get your chick, man. Just wait.
And then on some more stuff about cardinal law trying to use Michael Keaton's friendship with Jimmy Sullivan to try to back off, but then Michael Keaton flipping it, going to Jim Sullivan's house during, I think, Christmas, and his wife, he was like, it's Christmas, and he goes, sits on the thing, he was like, fine, Robbie, I'll help. And it's like, bro, this is some evil shit. Like, who cares about how much money you're making? You got to help. And Robbie was like, you owe it to connect him back to his high school. But that just shows the systemic nature of it, by the cardinal using the guy who he knew went to school with this dude to try to, it's like, fuck, bro.
Yeah, bro. It's deep. It gets deep.
Anything else about the movie you want to say before we get into some of the categories?
Not at the moment. I think we can go ahead and get into some of the categories, to be honest with you.
Let's do it. All right, let's start off with who won the movie.
It's got to be Robbie for me.
Okay.
I think Robbie played the part, you know, with the whole thing. Granted, you know, he did realize his mistakes. He kind of was upset about it, but he eventually was like, hey, we have to do this. Like, no matter what, we have to do this. They're going to try to throw things in our way. We just have to get this done. This has to get out there.
I'm with you. Okay. Hell yeah. That's a good winner. I'm going with Tom McCarthy, the writer, and for him to write this and then direct it and get Best Picture, like nothing to beat that.
Exactly.
But the fact that he predicted where journalism would fall and how he was like, this film needs to be made to show why journalism is important. We're seeing the ramifications of that today. And if we would have listened to Tom McCarthy, maybe our journalism would have been stronger than what it is today. So I got to say McCarthy won.
Yeah. And I mean, and shout out to the actual team, because they did win a Pulitzer Prize because of all this. So, facts.
Yeah.
All right, dubs around the board.
Loser, I'm going to go first. For loser, the death of the newspaper. The newspaper lost because the newspaper is dead. I'm going meta. I'm going meta with this one. The newspaper laws. We're no longer getting shit like this happening. It's blogs, it's articles, it's websites.
It's all right here.
And to our point of journalism dying, the death of the newspaper fell with that. So that's my loser of this film. Who's your loser?
My biggest loser is the actors, the directors, the voice actors that made all these jokes about the serious situation that happened.
Yeah,
yo, bro, shit. Like it's terrible. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. I hope y'all are listening, to be honest with you.
Hell, that's a good loser. We both went meta with this one. Fuck yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Sixth man of the movie. Let's go over the starters. I think Mark Ruffalo's Michael Rendez. I think Michael Keaton's Robbie. Rachel McAdams, Sasha. Liv Schreiber's Marty Baron. And I would say Billy Crudup or Stanley Tucci.
Yeah. I'd say
one? Tucci?
I'd say Tucci. Yeah.
All right, and we got Tucci's lawyer. So that leaves up Slattery, that leaves up Sullivan, that leaves up Billy Crudup, that leaves up a lot of people. Who do you have as your sixth man of?
I'm going with Slattery.
Going with Slattery?
I'm going with Slattery.
Okay. I like that. Yeah, he killed it as Ben Bradley of like trying to get him having to deal with the issues of Marty Baron and dealing with all the issues of everyone else and not getting the story leaked and having to protect it. Like, oh, that was great.
Right,
because some of the people there wanted to leak it on the low.
Exactly. Exactly. They're like, this stuff is too good. We need to get it out there.
Yep, exactly. So, okay, I'm going to go with, as my sixth man. Let's see. I'm going to go with, hold on, I just got to look him up to see if this is who I'm thinking it is. All right, yeah, I'm going to go with Joe Crowley, who was a real life survivor of sexual assault, and he portrayed one of the victims in the movie. He played, hold on, I'm going to give you his name. Give me 1 second. It's played by Michael Cyril Creighton. And Joe Crowley is the person, but he's a real life person. Right. So like that's the crazy thing. It's a real life person playing Joe Crowley, and it's like, whoa, this really happened in Boston to this person. But Michael Cyril Creighton as Joe Crowley really killed it and did a great job in the role.
Yeah, phenomenal job. Yeah,
that's this guy. If you don't know, the man who talked to Rachel McAdams, who was like really like getting super emotional, and he came on the film and like to play
he commanded the camera. Exactly. Like when he came on screen, I was like, yo.
Commanded it full all the way through. So
yes,
that's who I got as my sixth man. All right. Oh,
watching that, he reminded me. I don't know if you remember, but on Dave Chappelle's show, when they did the Mad Real World.
Oh, that the main yes.
He reminded me of the white guy that moved in.
Yeah,
I thought about. I was like, that can't be him.
All right,
he gets stabbed in the corner.
No, that's him.
Oh my gosh, man!
What you got as best scene?
Best scene, oh man, several.
I'm going with they knew Robbie.
Yeah,
they knew.
That might have to be mine as well. That was the scene where I was like, oh god, I feel it.
Yeah,
I feel it, bro. Like
he might have overacted a little bit, but I thought it was incredible.
For sure, a standout in a film with this much, this many discussions happening.
Yeah.
That moment was like, there we go. That's the moment.
It's either that or when Marty Baron says we're going past cardinal law, we're going after the whole system. It's systemic and explaining the details. It's either that scene or they knew for me.
Yeah, I'll also throw in the scene where Rachel McAdams, her character in real life, but Sasha Pfeiffer is basically relaying the news via newspaper to her grandmother or something, and she's in the kitchen while she's reading it, and her grandmother's like, "Oh my gosh!" and she's like, "I could have told you, but now's the time."
That was a powerful scene,
and there was like no speaking lines, barely any, and
because her grandmother being religious, it's like I know that hit like for sure. Okay, we did best scenes, we did who won the movie, we did who lost the movie, we did six man. Best actor from the movie. Who you got?
I gotta have Michael Keaton, man.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Michael Keaton did phenomenal. Bro.
I'm going with Michael Keaton's Robbie as well. Yeah. I think that's pretty safe choice and pretty easy choice to make Robbie freaking killed it. All right.
It's like everybody was here, but he just took it there.
He took it to another level. It's Michael Keaton. Like, and he brought
that's
that.
What he does.
Exactly. He's a floor raiser. 100%. Okay,
absolutely.
we did best actor. Now let's get to the score. What you scoring?
My score is a 9. 9
Hell
out
yeah.
of 10.
I'm with you, flat out. We don't have to do no more.
Nope.
This movie gets a 9 from us. It's great.
I loved
it's that good.
I love this movie, man.
That fucking good. So shout out to Spotlight.
It's just another movie where I'm like, it came out at such a weird time for my life, you know?
Shout out to Spotlight. You deserve it.
Yes.
But it's now my favorite portion of the show.
Let's go.
Where we get the wheel spinner. Let's see what we're getting. I kind of hope it's Johnson Family Vacation on the low.
I wouldn't be mad at that either.
That or Friday. Let's see. Yes. Oh, the nice guy. Oh.
Holy.
Nice. Let's go. Fuck yeah.
Let's go, baby.
I love this film.
Yes, bro. Yes. I've been meaning to watch this one. I've seen like maybe 5 clips this week on Twitter alone. Just with Ryan Gosling, and I'm like, bro, I need to watch this movie again.
Oh, you never seen? Oh, okay. I was about to say,
I have seen it. Yes, bro,
no.
I've seen it.
Nice
it's
Guys
just been a while for me. You know, I love the film. I try. It's one of those movies that I love, and I try to space it out when I see it. That way, it never gets tired.
Yeah, I can rewatch this film all the time. This is one of my favorites.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
This
was probably one of the biggest surprises for me that year. To be honest,
it was great. We'll probably do a scene
I didn't
by
think
scene.
much of it. Yes,
we'll probably do a scene by scene rundown. And honestly, this is shout out to our guy on the Bros Who Thinks podcast, Lil Reg. This is his favorite movie, so he'll probably join us for this, and we'll have a trio for this one. So I'm excited.
Yes.
Nice Guys is next. Be on the lookout for that. But Dom, tell people where they can follow you on social media.
You can follow me on Twitter. I'm still going to call it Twitter. I'm sorry. I'm not calling it that letter. Follow me on Twitter at Domo Gary. The podcast is at The Dom Trap. It's TheDomTrap. Find me on Instagram at Domo Gary. Find the podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Wherever you listen to podcasts, you can find it. More episodes should be coming soon.
Hell yeah.
I'm taking a little bit of a hiatus, but I think I'm ready soon.
Hell yeah. Make sure y'all follow Dom. Check out his podcast, The Dom Trap. You can follow me at LynBWT. Follow Bros Who Think at Bros Who Think. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube for all our amazing content. All the pods are out, so make sure you check that out. They'll all be dropping this week. Bros Who Binge, if you want to continue me and Schubert's thoughts on Ahsoka. It's one of the best Star Wars shows I'm in love with. To me,
I gotta watch it, man.
To me, it's my favorite Star Wars show that's dropped so far because I'm a big Rebels fan, and it really hits on that. So we're talking that. We're talking Winning Time. And finally, we'll be talking heels. And on the Bros Who Think podcast, be sure to check that out, as well as Anime Talk. And we're also doing our One Piece week-to-week breakdown of the live action. Episodes 1 and 2 have been out. But by the time you guys hear this, 3 and 4 will be out. So check that out. And check out Manga Melee as well. But until next time, for Dom, my name is Lennon. You guys have a good one. Peace.